What's going on, everybody? Whew. Tough loss after last week's game. We're going to get into it here in a bit. Bye-bye. The wife and stepdaughter are leaving. So now it's about to get real loud up in here. So, the shit that went down last weekend. I've had a week to go through it. Not the game, but my feelings, what I've seen happen on Twitter, everything that's going down. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Holy crap. There is no way in hell. There is no way in hell that we were prepared for last week's game. None. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. This shit is not working. There we go. Lower. Let's lower this volume. My batteries are going out. I need more. Anyway, there's no way in hell. What's up, Alexander? How's it going, man? There's no way in hell that we were ready for last week's game. There's just none. None whatsoever. Look, we went into this game. I don't even know where to begin. Because last week, I'm not saying I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not saying I was up on that hype. I mean, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I have to talk highly about my team, right? I have to do that. Now I will talk highly about my team, but with also the same inclination, knowing that what my team actually is. Okay? I don't lose sight of what my team really is. It just does not happen with me because I know what we are. And with that being said, when that game was about to go down, I thought maybe, hey, you know what? Here we go. Maybe we have a chance. But then I saw the first series of the game, right? I saw it happen with my own fucking two eyes. I saw it happen with my own fucking two eyes. Let's lower that. I saw Deebo Samuels and Jimmy Garoppolo march down the field and score, right? I saw it happen. Simus, I'm down, bro. I am down. I would love nothing more than to collab. But when that first series happened, my thought was, here we go again. Here we fucking go again, right? Every time I watch the Cowboys play, even the Seattle game a couple years ago, went down, drove, it was a close game. But here I was like, here we fucking go again. We're not ready. We are underprepared. We have all this talent, right? All this talent. But is it really that talent? Are we really that? Or is Jerry Jones, which we already know. Well, most of us know. that Jerry Jones is such a great promoter of the Dallas Cowboys. One of the greatest promoters in NFL history. Why do you think he has a gold jacket? Why do you think he has a gold jacket? That these guys are made for us? Like, we believe these guys are more than what they actually are? I mean, let's break it down, right? DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence. What do I need to say about DeMarcus? Where the fuck was he prior to his year leading up to contract year and then his contract? Where the fuck was he? Nowhere. And then he has 14 sacks or 10 or whatever it was his contract year, and all of a sudden he gets paid. And what has he done? He hasn't done shit for this team. Nothing for this team. You know, there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there talking about how DeMarcus Lawrence is good, how DeMarcus Lawrence got paid because it's amazing what I've seen on Twitter with this shit. Okay? It's amazing. I read guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, Aaron Donald, yada, 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 whatever. They don't get paid based off sacks. What? They're talking about how pressure is almost or just as good as sacks. Explain that to me. Explain to me how DeMarcus Lawrence, and the reasoning was DeMarcus Lawrence, his pressures can somehow at some point lead to turnovers or bad throws, which, okay, I'm not knocking the bad throws, maybe, yeah, but you're talking about turnovers, right? Interceptions, not so much fumbles, but whatever, right? That's what y'all are talking about, right? Not native, right? Not Cowboy natives. It's Cowboys Nation talking about that shit. Shout out to Simus once again, bro. Shout out to this man right here. But it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me how you can sit there and say DeMarcus Lawrence gets the pressure that turns into turnovers or bad throws. Where the fuck have we been the last 8, 9, 10 years in turnovers? Now, of course, DeMarcus Lawrence hasn't played the last 10 years, but where have we been? Bottom of the fucking barrel. Now, all of a sudden, we're number one, and somehow that's because that's not has nothing to do with DeMarcus Lawrence. But you get what I'm saying. There's no way that DeMarcus Lawrence should have been paid what he's been paid. You get rid of DeMarcus Lawrence this year, guess what? That is $28 million saved on the salary cap. We are $13 million under the cap. Talent with discipline is useless. Exactly. I know I'd be pissed off if my team committed that. It's not about being pissed off that they committed these penalties. It's about being pissed off that this team was so underprepared that Mike McCarthy made a statement talking about how this team looks scared. Essentially, that he was saying, you can sit there and say they were nervous, they had the jitters, they had this and that. They were scared. That's exactly what this team was. Oh, I'm getting tired of people saying pressures are more. Exactly, Mitch. Exactly. You know how many fucktards I got to go against on Twitter with Cowboy fans? Look. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I don't know if y'all saw what I just put out. I don't know. But all I know is that there's no, like my man Simus has said before, and he'll keep saying it over and over and over. There are 20 percenters, there are 80 percenters. I said it in my fucking video. I have never had a full grasp of what that meant until this year. I finally got a Twitter. I saw what Cowboy Nation was doing, and oh my God. Oh my God. Explain to me how you can be such dick riders for this team. Now, straight up, the true dick riders for this team are the guys that come in here like myself, like Simus, like Cowboys Corner, like Fifth Quarters Cowboy, like 1980, like all of us coming in here. And we will tell you how it is. Now, there's finesse ways to tell you how it is. Cowboys 1980 has a finesse way of telling you like it is without being blunt, rude, and loud. Okay, Fifth Quarter Cowboy has his way of doing it. Cowboys Corner has his way of doing it. He'll give you the X's and O's and everything. You have Simus who has his way of doing it, who just don't give a fuck and will cut anyone down. And then you have me. And then you have me who gives you the raw, uncut version of this shit. Of what I see on fucking TV. Okay? What I see with my own eyes when I go to the fucking games. When I spend $1,100 fucking dollars for rooms and tickets. My hard-earned money to go see the Cowboys beat the shit out of the Eagles and make you think that we're something that we're not. Make you think we're something that we're not. It is utter ridiculous. Utter ridiculous of what is going down with the Cowboys. It's blasphemous. And this narrative that is being pushed. This narrative that is being pushed that Jerry Jones is pissed off. The narrative that is being pushed by certain the big name ones. I'm talking about the 10,000 and up guys, and there's not a lot of them, right? There is a good amount, right, of mid-range guys from the 1,500 mark to the 9,000 mark. But then they're the big name ones, right? The big name ones. And then, but there's a narrative being pushed with these fucks, with these assholes that sit here and talk Cowboys, that will give you the X and O's, that will give you the play breakdown, that will give you look, I'm I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of it. As you know, I don't have no Cowboy shirt on. Yes, I have a Cowboy hat on with a star because I got to represent my team somehow. But I'm not in my full gear. I don't got the belt. I don't have my medallion on. I don't have none of that shit. I don't have none of it. Why? Because it was such a fucking embarrassment of what happened last night. Don't be afraid to speak the truth, even if it makes. I'm not Philly Jim. I am not, and I'm not afraid to speak the truth. I've been saying the truth, but I am hated on by certain individuals, the big name guys, for speaking the truth. Because guess what? Those big name fucks, the big name dudes, the true homers of this team that sit there and tell you you cannot be a fan if you talk shit about the Cowboys. Fuck y'all. Fuck that bullshit. You want to know what? You want to know? Let's take a true history, a stroll down memory lane. Let's take a history lesson with Boyz4Life. The year is 1995. I am 6, gonna turn 7 years old. I straight up remember sitting at my grandpa's house, my grandparents' house, having a party with the family, sitting there in that extra room that they built, that add-on to the house, watching the 95 94-95 Dallas Cowboys. I remember Deion Sanders running out of the tunnel. Michael Irvin, the announcements going on. I remember that shit. I remember it. Look, about a week ago, I was on a live with Philly Notion, J-Tuck, myself, and this bitch-ass motherfucker named Sid, Cowboys fans only, whatever the fuck, some bitch-ass from Canada. Okay. We had trivia going on. J-Tuck's from Dallas. Okay. I'm not knocking him. You have Sid from Canada. And they're both older than me, mind you. I am 6 going on 7. Explain to me. Now, I got lucky on this one, but explain to me how I was able to answer every fucking trivia. My lucky question was, who was the halftime show during the Super Bowl? I said Diana Ross on a fucking... Guess who it was? Diana fucking Ross. Diana fucking Ross. Explain to me how a fucking 6 going on 7-year-old knows more about what happened in our last Super Bowl than 2 guys that are older than him. But I get laughed at because I sit there and I say, oh, that was my first game that I actually remember watching. That's when I started paying attention to football. But I get talked about being hated. I get deemed a hater because I talk shit about this team. And I don't talk shit about this team to be malicious, to just talk shit because we are trash. No, I talk shit because it's what I fucking see. We beat up on the bad teams. Guess what? Fuck that bullshit. Fuck that bullshit about, oh, we just missed me with the beat up on the bad team shit. Yada, yada this. Yada, yada that. Guess what? They blame me for moving the goalpost 24/7. Guess what? These dick riders for this fucking team, all they do is move the goalpost. You make a point, they bring up something else. It's fucking tiresome. It's tiring to listen to this bullshit. I need to change this fucking color because for y'all, what you see in La La Land over there, it's fucking purple. And for me, on this shit, it's a fucking bluish color. And I think we got it. But anyway, let's go to the comments. It is crazy how Coach McCarthy said the team was not prepared to play, and yet they get paid millions to get ready. Yet the fans are more ready to buy gear. Exactly, dog. Exactly. We are tricked. We are lied to. Time in and time out, right? That's what happens. We are lied to made to believe this team is better than what it's worth. And you know what? This bullshit about Jerry Jones waiting, because there's that narrative. There is another narrative out there. Jerry Jones is waiting for Sean Payton. Waiting for Sean Payton because he's going to throw all the money at Sean Payton. You know what that does to this next season? You know what that does to me as a fan? That's a fucking wash. That is a wash if that's the fucking narrative. If that's the narrative that's being pushed, if that's what's going to be out in the media, that Jerry Jones is waiting for Sean Payton because he's going to do everything he can to get Sean Payton, you know what that does? If I'm a fucking head coach and I'm a lame duck head coach, where I'm not, after next season, if we lose, no matter what happens, if we don't make it to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, and I'm going to get fired, fuck this team. That's what's going to happen if I'm the fucking coach. If I'm the fucking coach, that's what I'm saying. And I don't give a fuck what happens. I honestly don't. right? If I'm the head coach, that's what happens. I didn't respect your knowledge about the Cowboys over someone like Mark Holmes. Look. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I've said before, Philly Jim. Like I said before, the Mark Holmeses, the Law Nations, the I don't want to say Okoye, but I'm gonna say them. The Dallas Cowboy fan, whatever the fuck that dude's name is. You saw my last video. He blocked me on Twitter. The Cowboys fan for life. The fucker from Canada. These type of dudes are here to make these feel-good videos for everyone to be happy, to make you think, to reiterate what is in your head already. And then you have people like me, like Simus, Cowboys Corner, 1980, fifth quarter Cowboy, my Cowboys family, Mosh. You have us who will bring you down to earth and tell you that this team is going nowhere. I was spitting it out against the Cardinals. When we lost, I said, we're done. We're done. We are not winning. We are not winning against the Niners. Now, push come to shove against the Niners, I have to talk about how we're going to win, right? I got to talk about how ways we're going to beat this team. I have to, right? I'm a Cowboy fan. I got to do it. But knowing deep down what this team actually is, no. I didn't think we were going to win. I didn't think we had a fucking chance to win. We don't have the speed on the defensive side to stop Debo's, right, Debo? Our defensive scheme, well, I wouldn't even say Trayvon Diggs, look lost as shit out there. Look bad out there. Anthony Brown got a lucky fucking interception. And now I did say, what's his name? Garoppolo was going to have a bad throw or two, and we were going to get an interception at some point. But just the way we looked very unprepared this whole game. It's sad. You want to know the worst part about it? The sad part. Look. I've had multiple people on Twitter straight up tell me, it doesn't matter where you draft a quarterback. It doesn't matter because you can draft a quarterback anywhere. Nothing's a for sure thing. No shit. Nothing is a for sure thing in the NFL. No matter if you draft a fucking quarterback or if you draft a punter in the 7th round. Nothing is ever a for sure thing. But you have your first round talents, your first round grades. You do have that. And then you have your 4th round grades. And people were telling me, I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter where you draft a quarterback. Look at Tom Brady. Look at Russell Wilson. Look at so-and-so. Those are fucking anomalies. And guess what? Every fuck you named won a Super Bowl. Tom Brady has done more with shit on his team and won 7 Super Bowls. And somehow we're going to sit there and say Dak is somehow on that level. It amazes me that people can sit there, the same people on one hand, and sit there and say, oh, Brady he did all his shit with he lost the game and he didn't have his receivers. But then you come out here with Dak Prescott and you have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson, Ezekiel Elliott, Schultz, Jarwin. And then you sit there and you blame someone else? You sit there and say it's not Dak's fault? when he has all the weapons? It's fucking amazing. It is fucking amazing to me. Now, during the fucking season, of course I have to talk about the Cowboys. Of course I have to talk about how Dak's my quarterback and yada yada, this, that, and the third and whatever. But when it comes time to the nitty gritty, and when you're seeing what you're seeing, and you're rolling into the playoffs, and you're going in there, it's time to switch gears and speak facts about your quarterback. He's not the guy. We made a bad business deal again. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, right? We had a number 1 overall draft pick. We had a Troy Aikman, right? A general out there. We had Michael Irvin before that, right? Because Michael Irvin was before Troy Aikman. And then we had Emmitt Smith. And then we had Darren Woodson. And then we started piecing these things together. And guess what? Guess what? 3 Super Bowls later, this fucking team is resting on the fucking laurels and the legacy that guys like the triplets put out there. We talk that way about the Dallas Cowboys and turn to criticism because we care about the team. I don't want them to get back. Exactly. It has nothing to us with us being haters, but yet we're deemed haters when we talk shit about the team. Uncensored, what's good, bro? Hey, bro, I respect you. You speak fact about your team and football in general. Sometimes you do crazy, but you do go crazy, but that's what makes you keep it up, bro. Thanks, bro. Yes. I rely heavily on my eye test and not so much on not facts. Let me rewind. I rely on my eyes and what I see and not so much on stats. What's up, Longhorn? How's it going, bro? Deion Sanders. What about Sanders? What about him? Dak, not the guy, but unfortunately we stuck with him for now. We stuck with him for a long time. A long time. You want to know? Y'all want to know the sad part about all this shit? There is 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Joe Burrow is up 10 points. A second-year starter versus you're going to have a third-year starter versus a 7-year starter going into the next season. And you want to know who I have picked to win that game? I don't have the Cowboys picked to win that game. Explain to me how Cheeto Awuzie, Cheeto, whatever you want to call him, Awuzie, an ex-Cowboy right corner, is now on the Bengals playing to go to the AFC Championship game. Yet another Cowboy player is playing for a chance on a different team to go play for a championship game. Not the Super Bowl, but the championship game to go to the Super Bowl. We are stuck with him for the next year. We are stuck with him for the next 4 years. I'm saying you had him as well back in the day. Oh, yes. No. I've spoken on Sanders and the last Super Bowl we had. And I remember him not lining up, but Derrick Henry broke off a. Is that Henry? No, that's not Henry. That's Freeman or Ford or whatever. Yeah, Foreman. But anyway, I know Deion. I know. I remember him being announced in the Super Bowl. So in the next 3 years. Yeah, pretty much. We need to quit paying for these guys big money before they have any playoff success. I've been saying this for years. There's no way. Interception! Bengals! Who was that? Hilton. Whoo! I've been saying this for fucking years. I've been saying you do not pay a guy on a contract year. You don't pay a guy for doing nothing. Guess what? I'm sorry. If you knew you couldn't get a contract done a year before Zeke was holding out, trade his ass. Tyron Smith should have been gone 3 years ago. Dak Prescott should have been gone. I don't know. I don't even know when Dak should have been gone. To me, he should have been franchise tagged yet again because of what happened to him last year. That's what I think. There's this narrative that is being pushed for the Dallas Cowboys. And I spoke about it in my last video. There's this narrative being pushed with the Cowboys that Jerry Jones is pissed off, right? Pissed off at Mike McCarthy, or not, I'm sorry, Amari Cooper. Now, by reading the headlines, you will automatically think, oh shit, Cooper's gone. Jerry Jones don't like him. He's pissed off because he disappears, right? Because that's the narrative that is being pushed. That he disappears in fucking big games. He disappears at home. He disappears, period, right? He disappears. Guess what? Let's look at these fucking targets. Let's break it down, right? So you're going to sit there and tell me that Amari Cooper disappears. Explain to me how week 1 he has 17 targets for 13 catches for 17 targets and 139 yards, right? Then all of a sudden they play the Chargers. He has 3 catches on 5 targets. 3 catches on 5 targets. Then he has 4 targets the next game, 3 the next, 6 the next, 8 the following game after that. Finally, he has double-digit targets, but he has 8 catches for 122 yards against New England. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was reading it wrong. He had 8 catches on 13 targets for 122 yards. You want to know who was the one that was throwing him the ball? You want to know what game that was? That was the Minnesota fucking Vikings game. You want to know who the quarterback of that game that was? I remember taking my stepdaughter fucking trick-or-treating. Then I come here and I sit down and watching the game. Amari Cooper had one of the best games of this season. The second best game of his season. 8 catches for 120 with a backup quarterback. I'm going to say that again. Cooper Rush. Now that leads me to ask another question. Does Kellen Moore scheme Amari Cooper open because he has a lesser than quarterback in Cooper Rush? Or is that Cooper Rush knowing what he is and what he has out there and let his guys go do work? And if that's the case, then explain to me what the fuck Dak Prescott was doing. Explain to me what the fuck Dak Prescott has been doing all season. Because it can't be both. It cannot be the quarterback's fault, and it can't be the OC's fault. It's got to be one or the other. It has to be. It can't be both. It cannot be both. I mean, both of them are complete garbage, in my opinion. One's completely average. The other one overthinks himself. The other one is Scotland ahead, Jason Garrett 2.0 and needs to fucking go. And I don't give a fucking rat's ass what any motherfucker thinks because I see with my own fucking two eyes that this offense, as talented as it is, as what we see in spurts, you have a backup quarterback giving the ball to Amari Cooper 13 times, and he catches it 8 times for 122 yards. Now, once Amari Cooper has a hissy fit, guess what? He gets the ball thrown to him 11 times on 7 catches for 85 yards. I'm good with that. And people really want to sit there and say, Amari Cooper disappeared. Where the fuck was he against San Francisco? 6 catches on 10 targets? 64 yards? And a touchdown? And we're going to sit there and say Amari Cooper disappeared? Amari Cooper was a non-factor? How about we get him the fucking ball? How about we scheme to get, not even fucking scheme. Aikman said it correct. What we saw out there, playing off of Amari Cooper, 7 to 10 yards. There's no way in hell you should be doing any type of scheme to get him open. Do the fucking route tree, a comeback, a go, a dig, anything. Because he can get open. We're going to go to the comments here. So we could see Cincy Bengals and their playoff streak during the playoffs, along with their road losing streak. Well, they never won a road game in the playoffs. That drought will end. To be honest with you, I would love to see Joe Burrow go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it right now. I don't give a fuck. I represent the fucking Dallas Cowboys, right? I represent this team. But Joe Burrow is my favorite fucking quarterback right now. He is turning into one of my favorite quarterbacks. One of my favorite quarterbacks. I don't give a fuck who knows it. I am a Dallas Cowboy fan to the day I fucking die. I will never root for Cincy. I will never buy a jersey of Burrow. I will never buy a jersey of Cincy while Burrow plays for. I will never do that. Or any other team. But when I see Joe Burrow, that reminds me of the kind of quarterback I want. A guy who's quiet, who does his talking on the field, and then when he succeeds and when he wins, he celebrates in moderation. He's not out there fucking running his mouth. He's not saying, oh, look at me. Look at this. Look at no. He doesn't do that shit. Fucking puts a stogie in his mouth, sits back, and reflects on the great job that he did. That's the kind of pitcher I was when I played baseball. I did what I did. I sat in the dugout. And I just fucking watched. And I thought to myself, fuck this dude up, fuck this dude up, fuck this dude up, fuck this team up, fuck that team up. But I didn't come out here and just showboat and whatever, like what we see a lot of dudes doing. I don't do that. And Joe Burrow is becoming one of my favorite quarterbacks. Bro, we do that shit all the time. We did it with We did it with Douglas. We did it with Morissette. We have a habit of letting talent go. I feel your pain. Yeah. What's up, Boyz4Life? Hope everyone stays blessed. What a rough night. What's up, Eagles Peace? Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm even thinking about to get to a conference game. Yep, that is what it is. That is what I said. Cowboys Longhorn props should do me. If he gets there before our team. Jerry's not pissed. He's putting on a show for the ratings. You right. Amari Cooper was there in the playoffs with a touchdown, and he did deserve more targets, but Dallas Cowboys cannot do anything without him at all. Even help Cooper Rush beat Minnesota. Exactly, Factor. Exactly. Factor, did you hit up Notion? Did you get your shit, dog? Did you get your shit? Look. I've said this. I was saying this the other day when I was talking to another Cowboy fan because I was like, fuck Dak. Dak ain't shit. Dak did that, whatever, right? And then I was explaining to this guy, well, we're $13 million over the cap. You get rid of Coop. That's a $16 million on the cap. That puts us over $3 million, right? Puts us over $3 million. Then who the fuck is Dak throwing to? And he straight up told me, whoever's on the fucking team. Okay. Remember the last time that happened? When we let Dez Bryant go? You remember the last time that happened? When we let Dez Bryant go? We didn't have another number one? You want to know how bad we started off? Now I get it, we have CeeDee Lamb in place, but guess what? We seen CeeDee Lamb be the number one, and we didn't win. Now, is that scheme? Is that the OC? Is that Dak Prescott? What is that? I have a kidney stone and a C various. Well, fly, Eagles fly, peace 85. I pray for you, dog. Hopefully you get better. The kidney stone shit. I've had gallstones in me. I don't know if it's the same shit, but shit fucking hurts, man. Awesome, X Factor. Awesome. What's up, Bree? How's it going, dog? Hopefully you've been in here. Look, man, I'm gonna get off in a bit, but I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of being lied to by the media. Actually, I don't even fucking watch the media. The media that I watch stems from YouTube. YouTube, Twitter. That's what I do. That's where I get my shit. That's where I fucking listen. And it's not so much I'm listening to what other motherfuckers. I mean, it's not so much I'm listening to get information, because I'm not doing that. I'm listening to see what people are fucking saying. And when I see what people are saying, I sit there and I laugh. I laugh because I know what this team is. I know what I could see it become if certain people get out of the fucking way. And if they didn't have big egos to sit there and say, look, I did it my way. They always tell you, right, you get in a fight. Or some guy comes up to you and he's saying all these bad things about you. And he's talking shit. He's going after your family. And he wants to fight and yada, 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 this and that. They always tell you, if you want to be the bigger man, walk away, right? Walk away. Now, I'm not saying Jerry Jones walk away, because that's not possible, right? That's not feasible. But what I am saying is Jerry Jones, he's the owner of the Cowboys. He's the GM of the Cowboys. It's either his way or no way. I don't think he understands. I don't think he realizes, because his ego is so big that if he were to concede and say that I'm wrong, that everyone would make fun of him, that everyone would talk shit. If he fired himself as the GM and hired a competent GM, now let's not forget that Will McClay is head of scouting. And Jerry Jones doesn't really do much without Will McClay's sign-off. Even though Jerry Jones can do whatever the fuck he wants, this is his way of still having that hold, that control of saying, these are my guys. I signed off on this. Even though it's Will McClay making the picks, he's the one that can sit there and say, I signed off. With that being said, if Jerry Jones were to relinquish that power, if Jerry Jones became one of these owners that just sat back and let the coaches do their job, let the scouts and the coaches work, pick the actual talent, and did the drafting, let the GM do the drafting while collaborating with the coaches, right? Certain positions, yada, yada, yada. This team would be better off. But Jerry Jones thinks that because his ego is so big, he's not going to do that because he thinks that if he does that, we're going to ridicule him and make fun of him. No. What Jerry needs to understand, that if he would relinquish the power that he has and just strictly became an owner and hired a GM and they were all collaborating with each other and they were doing everything the way it needs to be done, and we came out and won a Super Bowl, the last 26 years would all be forgiven. Would all be forgiven from Jerry Jones. Tell me if I'm lying. Any Cowboy fan out there, tell me if I'm lying. That if Jerry Jones just gave up his power and let shit happen after he would have hired a competent GM and we won a Super Bowl some point down the road while he was alive, you telling me that all wouldn't be forgiven? I'm telling you right now, a Super Bowl, all of that erases any humiliarity that Jerry has faced the last 26 years. Why the fuck would we trade for Coop just not to use him right a few years later? Makes no sense. Why would we trade Coop and then get rid of him a few years later? I get it, we're not using him right, but guess what? Who makes more sense? Getting rid of Coop, right? Saving $16 million on the cap, putting us back under the cap, or, well, you can't get rid of your $45 million a year quarterback. Now, he's not making $45 million until his second to last year on his contract, but he's making $34.5 million this year and $44.5 million next year. And with all that money, you cannot get rid of your main attraction. That just does not happen. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Grab your boy. I got one. Because the show is called Trolling with Boyz4Life. I do a lot of trolling on the Eagles and any team we played. So right now I'm talking shit about my own team. So that's why I call it Trolling with Boyz4Life. I put the name of my show out there. TPG. I put it out there. So give me 1 second, guys. I know they deserve it, but when I came up with the show and when I was approached with the show, this is what I named it because all I did was troll Eagle fan. And throughout the season, that's all I've been doing is trolling the Eagles, trolling any team we play. And now it's my own team's turn for me to talk shit. It's not so much trolling, but it's realizing what my team actually is. And before you say anything, CPG, I already knew what my team was. It is trying to bring awareness to everyone else in this fan base that thinks that we are more than, when we all know we're not. Guys, I don't know how many likes I have in the stream. I don't know, like, I think I have like 6. I think at one point I had 8 people at the most. But if you can, hit that like button for me, please. Look, if you like what I do with my shows, if you like what's going on, the Cash App is right there for you. If you want to donate, whatever. Yo, Boyz4Life, what's good, bro? Matthew, not much, man. Not much. I'm here talking shit about the Cowboys, watching the Bengals and Tennessee game, and I'm going to laugh. I am straight going to laugh when I see Joe Burrow make it to an AFC Championship game. I'm going to straight laugh. So, I'm going to speak on one more thing before I get out of here. I have about 10 minutes left. We paid Dak $160 million. We have him for the next 4 years. Cedric Wilson, if we don't cut no one, Cedric's gone. Gallup's gone. You'll have Cooper. You'll have CD. You'll have Gregory. You'll have... Actually, Gregory, we are $13 million over the cap. How are we going to sign any of these dudes? I mean, I get it. The salary cap is a myth, but regardless, there's no way in hell, okay? There's no way in hell that we come back with the same team as last year. And as a fan, of knowing what my team actually is, this isn't going to hurt much for me. Everyone that was a part of the NFC East that was feeling themselves were sitting there saying, we're not the NFC least anymore. We're right on par, yada, 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 this, and that, whatever, right? Holy shit, touchdown, Brown. Straight up legit throw, A.J. Brown. Tannehill, wow. This is something Dak could never do. Well, Wouzier playing Cowboy football and not turning his head around. But I'm going to sit there and say this. I know what my team is. I know what my team isn't. We are part of the weakest division in the fucking league. We will probably win back-to-back divisions. The first time that has happened since 2004 when the Eagles did it, 2003 and 2004. We will get a playoff game. The fan base is going to be feeling themselves, talking shit, while I'm going to be sitting here laughing my ass off, being called a fucking hater because of certain things. You want to know what I was told today by a Cowboy fan? By a Cowboy fan. I'm going to put it up in a video. I might do another video later, tomorrow, today, whatever. But you want to know what I was told? I was told, we were having a discussion, and I was told something about the Saints had the number one defense, and they didn't get into the playoffs. And I said, they didn't have a quarterback. Then he was talking about something else, and then he straight up told me that winning the Super Bowl is nothing but luck. Straight up, he told me winning the Super Bowl is nothing but luck. Has nothing to do with talented teams. It has nothing to do with any of that. But what I'm watching on the field right now, what I'm watching on the field, any team out here that's playing, right, would destroy us. Destroy us. And I'm happy to be a Bengals fan. What are you happy about right now? It's a tie game. I'm kind of pissed off because the Bengals, I thought y'all were going to win. Wait, hold on. Man, I'm happy to be. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. And I'm gonna be happy if the Bengals win. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Hope the Eagles win the majority of our games next year. So you're an Eagle fan. So, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna sit here and talk about how this Cowboys team. Hold on, guys. So, what's the biggest problem, Boyz4Life? Dak or Kellen, or fix this O-line, or none of that, or all? Well, you got to upgrade at left guard. Connor Williams is fucking complete garbage. Kellen Moore needs to be gone. Dak Prescott is a problem. But, you know, it is what it is. We're stuck with it. There's a lot of things that need to happen for this team. And none of it's going to happen. You're going to have Kellen Moore back next year. As much as we would love that draft a left guard, Kenyon Green out of A&M, fucking 6'5", 300, and almost 20 pounds, he ain't going to be at 24 when we get there. So we're going to go defensive line or an edge rusher, right? Those are the two spots we're going to go. And I have my guy that Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. That's my guy that I find myself safe failing as a draft pick, because he's very good against the run, can hold his own against single coverage, right, when he's being single blocked. He's very good on the run, can shed his blocks. That's Devontae White. That's where I'm at. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here now. It was fun. I mean, I'll admit the Cowboys are not a bad. We're not a bad team. I mean, we are a horrible team, even though we got a lot of talent. If that makes sense, we got a shit ton of talent, but as a cohesive unit, we are trash. Jerry Jones keep paying Dak. Yep, I know. But guys, before I get out of here, I want to sit here and thank Bird Gang 31 for letting this stream happen. My link is in the description. Bird Gang 31's link is in the description, or the BGN Sports Media Network is in the description. Without the BGN Sports Media channel, this type of shit doesn't happen. I've had a very fun time today doing this stuff. I've had a very fun time speaking without being called a hater, right? And I did a show earlier to where a friend of mine straight up agreed with everything I was saying, of what I've been saying for the past week on the Cowboys. Right? So, we have Dak Prescott going into his 7th year. We're stuck with him for another 4 years. It's going to be a very long 4 years. And guys, don't get it twisted. Even if we were to bring Sean Payton in here, Jerry Jones is still going to have his fucking thumb over the operation. And no matter who we pay the big money, whether they're good or not, is always going to get the starting time. Is always going to get the playing minutes. Because if you pay them big, That means he must be a star, even though he's not. You know, guys, I had a great time. That's all I got. I'm out. Boys for life. Peace.